Hey Star Fam, thanks for tuning in. We're here again today for another quick energy check-in using the Mystical Manga Tarot deck. Okay, so getting right into it. I do hope you're all keeping well. This is just going to be a quick general reading to see if we can get a bit of a snapshot to see what the energies are like around my Star Fam. As it's a general read, it might not resonate with everyone. If not, not to worry. I've got plenty of other readings posted in my video library. Feel free to have a look through. I'm sure you'll find something that will resonate with your situation. Okay, so getting right into it. Let's see. What are the energies alive around my Star Fam? Okay, so first cards out, we've got the Ten of Wands. Okay, then we've got the Nine of Pentacles. All right. And then the World card. Okay. All right, so at first glance, immediate glance, to me, this looks like somebody is really hustling in order to get themselves in a good position in life, financially stable, to bring an end to some sort of cycle. Okay, so first card we've got out is the Ten of Wands. So it could be a fire sign, although not necessarily, guys. Nothing here is a sign or gender specific, but I'll just run them through in case. So that is Aries, Leo, or Sag. But the Ten of Wands is usually about, well, traditionally it could be about biting off more than you can chew. As you can see, this person here, she's got, you know, all these wands that she has got slung over her shoulders. So, I mean, it could be that you're stressed, that you've got a lot to carry, a big burden that you're carrying, as well as this could be a move as well. So, I mean, this very well could just be her moving on, taking all of her stuff with her and moving on somewhere. But honestly, for me, this kind of feels like a hustle because, yeah, it's like you're working hard in order to make some kind of a move. So you could be moving house, you could be moving jobs, but I do feel like some kind of, this feels like work, like you're working towards something, you're working hard towards something, you know? And it does, I do feel like some kind of move. So if it's not an actual physical move, like moving houses, then it's like a change of job, or just like moving on in general. You know what I mean? And I also feel like this is work. Has something to do with like work, some kind of like move that's going to involve a lot of work. Okay, so that's why this kind of feels like a hustle to me, right? And it's like, what is she working towards? She's working towards the Nine of Pentacles. Now, pentacles or coins or discs, depending. But yeah, you could be an earth sign, so Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But the Nine of Pentacles is usually about somebody who is quite happy, well off, being single. This is somebody who is enjoying the fruits of their labors. As you can see, this person here, she's quite happy. She's got this like serene smile on her face, you know? And it's like she's dressed very well, you know what I mean? She's dripping in jewels. She got her hair done, her flower crown, you know, and she's enjoying the fruits of her labors behind her, her coins, her fruit. And it's like, but this is like very, again, this is more of a solitary energy. I mean, you might have a pet. She's got her bird there, quite happy. You know what I mean? So again, this is someone enjoying the fruits of their labors. So I kind of feel like you either have been or you are in the process of like some kind of either big overhaul of your life or like a big move. But I feel like there was a hustle. Because I'm really getting hustle vibes. Hustles to making moves. Hustles to move up in your job, you know, move in your career, move in like status, just you're hustling. You know what I mean? And it's at the end of the day, you just want this kind of independence. You know what I mean? This stability, the self-sufficiency. You know what I mean? It's like you're trying to bring yourself to a really good place. And then we've got the World. The World card, again, major arcana card. And this is the final card in the major arcanas. So this is usually about the end of a cycle. End of a cycle, beginning of a new one. Okay, some of you might be pregnant. World card isn't usually about pregnancy, but I mean, the way that she's got the world holding it in front of her belly like a, as if it was a pregnant stomach. So some of you could be like single moms hustling in order to get yourself into a good position so that you're ready for the baby when the baby gets here, because again, the world, end of a cycle, beginning of a new one, so the end of like life before being a mom and then life after a mom. As well as this could be like a cycle of I don't want to say poverty, but I mean, I guess for some of you it could be. It's more like a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, living hand to mouth. You know what I mean? And for some of you, it's like you're just sick of that kind of lifestyle and you just want to be good. You just want to be stable. You know what I mean? You don't want to have to worry about bills being paid, where your next meal is coming from, where your next paycheck is coming from. You know what I mean? And I get the feeling that you're really hustling in order to get yourself into that position. And yeah, just end that cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I mean? Whether or not you're pregnant. You may be pregnant, you may not be pregnant. But again, at the end of the day, whatever the case is, if it's like the baby motivating you, or if it's just, you being sick of living that cycle of living hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck. And just finally, it's almost like 2022 is going to be your year where you're finally going to be stable. You know what I mean? Nice stuff, you guys. Nice stuff. Independence is always really good. Let's see if we can get a little bit more information. Could you tell me more about this world card? Or just in general? Get a little bit more information on the spread. Kind of want to know... I want to get a little bit more information on this world card. So let's see if we can clarify the world card. Just tell me a little bit about the world card, please. Sorry, guys. Okay, so the card that popped out is the Ten of Swords. So yeah, this again, the ending of a cycle. Because look, we've got this is kind of like the third final card, because tens are the highest of the numbers of the minor arcana. It goes from ace to 10, and then you go into the court cards. So far we've got 2 10s. We've got a 9, which is one step away from a 10. And then again, we've got the world card, which is, it's 21, but it's the final card of the arcana. So I feel like there's definitely a lot of ending out of cycles. You know what I mean? Now, with the 10 of Swords, this could be some kind of a betrayal. Because literally we've got this person with 10 swords stuck in her back. So it's like knives in her back. So some kind of a betrayal. But traditionally, it's usually about an ending of something, like a final ending, something being brought to an end. So again, with the world card bringing out an ending. So again, as I said, this could be the ending of the cycle of living hand to mouth. This could be an end of a cycle of having to depend on other people. You know what I mean? Especially if you were depending on people to help pay bills or whatever, and, they decided that they could no longer afford it for whatever reason, and for whatever reason needed to cut you off financially. Again, taking it as it resonates. I don't want to dig too deep in this because it could be different circumstances. It could be just that they lost their job due to the global situation, and so now they can no longer afford. Maybe there was a change of circumstances. Maybe you guys were like boyfriend and girlfriend, and then you broke up, and now you no longer have that financial support. It could have been parents that were supporting you who are now retired and can no longer continue to support. Do you know what I mean? But I just kind of get the feeling that there was some kind of being cut off, being backstabbed. You know what I mean? Having to depend on other people only to, have them stab you in the back. Or if it's not that kind of thing, it's just like an end. It's just like an end of something. Let's see if we can get a little bit more information. Could you tell me a little bit more about this world card, please? But again, it's just about bringing an end to, and if you notice as well too, traditionally with the 10 of swords, it's usually somebody lying down dead, okay, and they've got 10 swords in their back. But with this particular deck, I like it because it's like it's got the swords in her back, and instead of being lying down and like dying, it's like she's finally walking away. You know what I mean? It's like she's just walking off into the distance. So it's kind of like walking away from that which no longer serves you as well. You know what I mean? So it's like that's you know, putting all this pain behind you and walking towards a new day, so to speak. You know what I mean? So again, it's like putting hardships behind you. This could be financial hardships. Could be hardships, again, as I said, about having to depend on other people. But yeah, definitely putting an end to that and looking and walking towards a new dawn, a new day. All right, next card we've got out is the King of Swords. Okay, so this is somebody who could be an air sign, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, although not necessarily. It's, again, not gender specific, so you could be a female. But the King of Swords is somebody who is usually quite well educated. So some of you could have been doing some courses, taking up some extra courses. As well, this could be somebody around you who's helped you. The King of Swords is usually somebody who is educated to a higher level. So like lawyer, doctor, could be a surgeon with the sword, could be a professor, you know what I mean? Scientist. Could be a psychologist, psychiatrist. But that kind of like higher educated professional. As well as this could be somebody, an older gentleman in your life, as well as this could be you. Let's see if we can get a little bit more information on this. But again, with the King of Swords is somebody who's very logical, somebody who's very cerebral. He's not that he's unemotional, but it's like this is somebody who prefers to live life, you know, using their head versus their hearts. So, I mean, this could be you deciding to finally get your head screwed on right, so to speak, and who's deciding to really buckle down. You know what I mean? Again, I get the feeling that some of you might have recently completed some kind of higher education, or if not like an actual university, but like some kind of a course. And that's what's kind of helped you. That's kind of going to help you to get a better job and kind of like, you know, move on and move up. As well as discernment. Hang on a second. Let's see. What was that just came out? Queen of Cups. This could be a couple. Queen of Cups is usually somebody who is a water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, although again, not necessarily. This is somebody who is quite intuitive, very sensitive. Could be a little bit dreamy, nurturing, emotional, caring, very much embodying characteristics of a water sign. Might be a little bit psychic. Again, this could be a couple. This could be you and your partner. Hang on a second. Let's see a little bit. Sorry, it's a bit difficult when they start bringing up court cards. Okay, next card out we've got is the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, feeling left out in the cold. Honestly, this could have been a breakup. Because again, we've got the moving, having to hustle, being independent again, bringing out a close of cycles. So as I was saying, this could be a relationship thing where two people, you know, kind of broke up. I don't know, it looks like it could be a breakup with an ending and now feeling left out in the cold. And the way that these two cards are kind of like on the end. Yeah, this does look like a separation. And again, feeling left out in the cold, it doesn't necessarily just have to be monetarily. It could also be emotionally. And again, if this is a breakup, I guess, I mean, it could be both, right? And that would explain, again, as I was mentioning, wanting to break the cycle of always having to be dependent on somebody. You know what I mean? And that's a cycle, I think. And so now that you guys are separated, I kind of get the feeling that I mean, I don't think that this is a recent energy, that you're still in this energy. I kind of feel like, again, because this is clarifying the world, right? So I don't feel like this is a recent energy. I feel like you've already been through this, and it was through feeling these emotions after this happened, this ending of a relationship happened, and then you went through feeling, oh no, what are you going to do now? Not only are you a bit heartbroken about the situation of no longer being together, but also financially. And so I kind of feel like once you manage to heal from this, because again, I feel like this is past energy that we've already been through. Once you were able to heal, it's like you've finally decided, that's it. I'm just gonna, there obviously could have been a physical move. But it's like you've decided that no, you're finally going to end the cycle of constantly having to be dependent on a relationship and just be really independent. Nice stuff, you guys. Nice stuff. I mean, I'm really sorry about the breakup. But I mean, at the end of the day, I kind of feel like if you're not already in a better place, you're definitely working towards being in a better place again, and ending this cycle and just just coming into your power and just being yourself. Hang on, I'm asking why it's coming up as a 9 and not a queen. Oh, okay, I just heard I don't want the queenly responsibilities. I mean, fair enough. I mean, I'm saying you're not a queen, but you are turning up as a Queen of Cups here. I'm talking to the feminine side. You know what I mean? You are turning up as a Queen of Cups, but I kind of feel like because you, are going through this hardship or just went through this hardship, it's like you're not feeling very queenly. Or it's like at the moment you don't... It's kind of like you kind of want to step away from the throne and the responsibilities of being a queen. You know what I mean? Especially if you're the Queen of Cups, somebody who's constantly been, somebody's emotional support. You know what I mean? Especially with the Queen of Cups, actually. I find a lot of water signs in general, or not even just water signs, but people in general who tend to be emotional support for other people, but whenever they need the emotional support, no one's ever around. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like, I don't want the queen responsibilities. I just need to take a break, and just kind of enjoy taking care of myself, and just being there for myself the way that you're there for other people, So I kind of feel like that's why you're just the 9. It's like you don't want to have to deal with the responsibility. Again, this isn't just saying you just want to like bugger off and be irresponsible. But it's like, again, if you don't have kids, you know what I mean? It's like, let's say you are a CEO and then stuff in your life happens. And it's like, even they need to step back some time to take some personal time to take care of themselves. You know what I mean? So that's why even though you are queen, it's almost like queen's on a break right now. So instead of being head at the front of the company, she's on holiday. She's finally enjoying all the hard work, that she has done. You know what I mean? And she's just finally enjoying her success for a while. You know what I mean? Let's see what's at the bottom of the 3 of Wands. Okay, so the 3 of Wands is about like making the first step. Okay? So, like, the ace was, like, the first idea or the first offering. The 2 is, like, making the plan, right? And then the 3 is, like, okay, now that you made the plan, it's, like, stepping forth and the first steps of putting the plan into motion. This could also be looking towards your future, which, yes, absolutely. especially if now you're in a situation where you're kind of having to pick up pieces. And I don't want to say start over again. In some ways start over again, but again, I get the feeling that it's not a complete 100% start over again. You know what I mean? Because even, yeah, you might not be in the same financial position that you were before this breakup. You know what I mean? It's like you're still not that bad you're not that bad off financially as you think. You know what I mean? And there's still much that you can do. You know, it's not like it's not a situation of poverty at all. You know what I mean? It just means like maybe you just had to tighten your belt a bit. You know what I mean? And really be careful with your budgeting just until you're able to get back up on your feet. You know what I mean? But again, with the Three of Wands here, I feel like that's why, again, I feel like this Five of Pentacles, this Ten of Swords, this feels like past energy. I feel like you're getting over this right now, and now you're focused on this hustle in order to get yourself in this position where you could, again, like I said, end out these cycles of dependency on other people, you know, and really starting to look forward to this new future on your own. Good stuff, you guys. Good stuff. You know, I get the feeling this is just about, again, stepping into your own power, becoming more independent, doing some healing. Sorry, guys, bear with me a second. Yeah. Again, this does feel like past energy, but this is definitely a lesson learned. You definitely learned your lesson this time. And I don't feel like this is a mistake that you're going to repeat again. Because I feel like, for me, it's these three cards that we started with. You know what I mean? It's like all of this has happened, which has caused you to finally pick yourself up by your bootstraps, you know, and then just really work hard in order to hustle, in order to set yourself up so that you're never going to be in a situation where, you know, you're stuck financially. Good stuff, you guys. Good stuff. And again, really looking forward to your future right now. I mean, again, I'm not really seeing any like healing cards, like spiritual, emotional healing cards here yet per se. I kind of get the feeling, again, if you're the Queen of Cups, or even if you are the King of Swords, depending on which energy that you are here. These are both very competent individuals as far as, the Queen, as far as dealing with her emotions anyway. I feel like emotionally she's quite stable and balanced, and she'll be able to come out of this emotionally. This will be easier for the Queen to heal emotionally than it will be for the King, because again, it's not that he's unemotional, it's just he likes to try to rationalize his emotions, which might make it, I'm not going to say more difficult. It's just a different process completely between the two of these people as to how that they heal. But you know what I mean? I don't feel like this is something either party is going to struggle with getting over with too much. You know what I mean? Because again, the Queen of Cups, she's somebody who's quite good with emotions. So I kind of feel like that's why I'm not seeing things like Temperance, like the Star, you know, like those types of like Healy type of energies. Because I feel like it's not about the emotional healing so much as it is about like the 3D, like real life, what's happening, material, earthly thing, on the earthly side of things. Because again, I kind of feel like there was a split, but there was also like when you guys split, you also like had to move. You know what I mean? And you might have been stuck, you know, having to couch surf or something for a while before you're able to really like find your own place and get back on your feet. You know what I mean? But again, I feel like you are pretty much there as far as being back on your feet. Might still be very new. Money might still be very tight. Maybe for some of you, for others, not so much. But yeah, at the end of the day, I do see you guys getting here, and really starting to enjoy your lives, and really start to see your own worth. You know what I mean? But not only that, but it's like you're starting to look forward to the future again as well, too. You know what I mean? And I feel like you're looking forward to a bright future as well. Because look, she's walking towards a brighter future, He's looking towards a sunrise, a brighter day. Same thing with her. Even though she's got these swords in her back, she's walking towards a brighter day. You know what I mean? So I definitely get the feeling that you will be in a better place. But I mean, again, you don't need me to tell you because you've already... you done been through it. And you know what I mean? And now you're coming out the other end kind of feeling more powerful and more independent having gone through all of this. Which is always a good thing, guys. It's good to see that lessons have been learned. And, even though you might have gone through something that wasn't fantastic, the fact that you come out of the other end stronger, wiser, and most definitely in a better position, you know what I mean? It's always a good thing, right? Especially if we're ending out in toxic cycles within ourselves, forget about other people for a moment. You know what I mean? Even if that toxic cycle is just about, I don't want to say codependency, but just like trusting I don't want to breed distrust, but it's like if that toxicity was that you were never capable of being independent, you know what I mean? That lack of independence is kind of toxic. I don't know if maybe not toxic, but it can be quite annoying. You know what I mean? I don't know if any of you guys have been with somebody who's been particularly clingy. No offense. But I mean, if you are the type of person who, I've never been alone, I don't know what it's like to be alone, you really should try it. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's important. Independence is really, really, really important, especially in this day and age, So yeah, but I definitely get the feeling that you're definitely going to come out of this stronger, better, in a better place financially, more independent, more reassured, more assured in yourselves. It's like you'll have more faith in yourselves because now that you know that you can do it independently on your own and that you don't actually need anybody else's help, the amount of confidence, you know what I mean? That's going to give you so much more confidence, especially if you have been, dating people, that you might not necessarily be into or who display red flag behavior, but because you are just, so not used to being alone that you just stick with them anyway. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. That's a lot of cards, but you flipped up. I'm just going to take these two. Time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. Okay? Time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. So just, take time to do things that you enjoy, for goodness sakes. You know what I mean? Especially, again, if we're coming back to ourselves, and being more independent and starting to honor ourselves, Come back to doing things that you enjoy doing. You know what I mean? Especially as I was just talking about kind of being codependent. If you're the type of person who changed a lot to fit into relationships so that they'd work and da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? Now that you're more independent and you've got more say in your own life, just do whatever you want. You know what I mean? If you always got, crap from your partner for like buying too many pairs of shoes and it's a waste of money and you know what I mean? It's your money now. It's you just do what you want. You know what I mean? Same thing other way around. If your partner always used to complain that you spend too much time playing video games, now that you're single, just play all the video games that you want. You know what I mean? Obviously, let's not take it to excess. You don't want to play so much video games that it starts to, ruin your work, your life, your relationships, or anything. Likewise, you don't want to overspend, to the point where it like, you know, leaves you broke and then unable to pay your bills and therefore not independent. You know what I mean? Everything in moderate. You know what I'm saying? I hope you understand what I'm saying. And then the second one is, if you want something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. About independence, as I was just talking about. If you're one of those people who've never lived alone because you've always been too frightened or just never believed in yourself that you could actually manage to live on your own, if you thought it was scary, you know what I mean? But if all that you've ever wanted in your life was that stability of a happy home, sometimes, you know, if you want something done, you've got to do it yourself, you know? And that might, for some of you, that might be the do something you've never done. It's just do something for yourself by yourself, you know? How do you know if you're good or bad at doing something if you don't try, right? And I kind of get the feeling that with this last breakup, it just kind of really lit that fire underneath you, and you're just like, you know what, screw this. You know, after you're devastated, after the blow and the devastation, you're just like, you know what, nah, I'm a queen. You know what I mean? And screw this, I'm just gonna grab my stuff, I'm out of there. You know, and you're gonna work hard in order to hustle so that you can get yourselves to this independent state, you know, where you're no longer dependent on other people. So closing out that cycle of dependency and looking forward to a happy, brighter future, which is always a good thing, you guys. You know what I mean? Oh, all right, I think I'm going to leave this here. If the spread resonated with you, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helped bring a little bit of clarity to your situation. Absolutely continue to move on, look forward to a better future, because, you know, you can absolutely have everything that you want if you just give it a try. You know what I mean? And I wish you all the very best of the best blessings. You know, and I really hope you do start to enjoy your lives a lot more. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this spread, please be sure to like and subscribe so you can join the Soul Tribe. And as always, wishing you a copacetic Earth experience.